authorities are calling it a complicated love triangle. This is Colin Strickland and Moira Wilson and Kaitlin Armstrong. Apparently, Colin had been dating Moira and Kaitlin, and Moira ended up dead. And Kaitlin, she's on the run. Colin is losing sponsors right and left. And now there is a nationwide manhunt for Kaitlin Armstrong. Hey everybody, and welcome to True Crime Paranormal with the Psychic Sisters. This is Katie Weaver. I'm here with my sister, co-host, and partner in crime, Kristi Brower. Hello.
Hello. Hey everybody.
How's it going?
Pretty darn good. It's summer.
Is it?
It feels like it right now. For the next 5 minutes, it's summer. That's about all we got in Idaho, but really good. I'm doing very well.
Not all you can count on, but yeah.
Right.
Well, good. Well, this is our Monday case, so we are recording a little early this week because, we're going camping for Memorial Weekend. So
yes, we are, and that is also why I am happy.
Yes,
I have been really busy today, so Rhonda and Mike have cleaned the van top to bottom, which I really appreciate. Also, I didn't have to do.
Nice.
Because of other stuff. I was doing other things, but just got to give them a shout out and say thank you because the van is in tip-top condition.
Awesome. That
Cannot
is
wait.
the best.
Mm-hmm.
Mars, during softball season, things were very hard and busy, and I helped her a lot with various things. Mm-hmm. And she said, when I get home, I owe you. And I said, well, have I got a deal for you? A camper. So she's gotten our fifth wheel totally. She did an awesome job. Scrubbed it top to bottom and did like a deep clean. And she's gotten us all loaded. Our groceries are bought. Yeah.
Wow. Look at you.
It's a big ass deal to get ready to go camping. Oh,
especially for this long of a weekend. It's 4 days. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, it's a big deal, but I'm so excited.
Yeah.
So excited.
It's supposed to rain a lot, but we don't care.
I don't care.
We're not going to melt. We'll be fine.
We'll be fine. We can be outside. It's all good.
For sure.
I have my gear for that.
That's right. But before all that, we've got an episode to put out.
We surely do.
We are going to start with a true crime update.
Yes, we are. So sometimes good things happen in true crime.
Yay!
And that happened quite recently, just this week. A serial killer from Los Angeles has been finally convicted of murders he committed in 2014. His name is Alexander Hernandez. He's been found guilty on 5 counts of murder with special circumstances, 11 counts of attempted murder, and several other offenses.
Wow.
He went on, they called him a serial killer. He's probably more a spree killer. Basically, he went on a shooting spree in which he was just shooting anybody. Random, didn't matter who it was. Some of them he would follow for a while, and then when they got out of their car, he'd shoot them. I mean, he's this horrendous psychopath.
Yikes.
And his attacks all happened in California in the summer of 2014. And he was one of those guys that would just randomly shoot people. And, when there are sniper attacks happening, we've had this before. It's so scary because we don't know who he is, why. There's no rhyme or reason. There's no connection between him and other people. He was also shooting dogs and people. And just the worst.
Yeah.
So the good news is he is off the streets for life.
Excellent. We'll take it.
Yeah, I wanted to tell you about Julian Archer. Julian Archer was one of Hernandez's victims who lived and is
Oh,
partially paralyzed
okay.
because of the attack, because of the shooting.
Mhm.
He can walk short distances with a cane and uses a wheelchair. And he has forgiven Hernandez.
Wow.
He says it's obvious that he was very mentally unstable
Mhm.
to do the things that he has done, and he's not carrying any of that forward with him. And I just think,
Wow.
what a tremendously brave and strong young man.
Yeah.
And I just think it's powerful to hear stories like that.
Mhm.
Like, he's not giving Hernandez the kind of power over him to make him hate him for life. He's
No.
just not doing it. And I think that's wonderful. So,
On that hand, good for him. Yeah,
right. So, got another one off the streets. That's all I'm saying.
we'll take it.
Right? Yes, we will.
Well, hard yikes.
Yeah. I'm going to kick this back over to you for the main case.
Okay. Well, we are going to talk about the murder of Anna Moira, or Mo. She was a biker, a cyclist, and Wilson is her last name. Sorry, I lost it. She's a cyclist, and she had been in Austin. She's from California, but she'd been in Austin training, where a bunch of other elite cyclists were in Austin training. They were training for the same race, and she was murdered on May 11th. So on May 11th, this is the press release that came out from the Austin police. They said at 9:56 p.m., Austin Police Department responded to an emergency call. A woman told 911 dispatch that she returned home to find her friend bleeding and unconscious. This is the house she was staying at while she was training.
Oh.
Investigators arrived on the scene and discovered a 25-year-old female with multiple gunshot wounds. Officers and EMS performed life-saving measures. However, the victim died from her injuries. The victim is Anna Moira Wilson. Wilson was pronounced deceased at 10:10 p.m.
Wow.
The investigation showed that someone shot Wilson inside the home. They immediately had a person of interest. And after an autopsy on the 12th of May, they decided that her cause of death was in fact from multiple gunshot wounds. So that was the initial press release that was put out. And then later, they named Kaitlin Marie Armstrong as the suspect. And Kaitlin Armstrong was in a relationship with someone that Anna had been training with. I'm going to tell you that I've seen her called Anna and Moira in different articles, and Mo. So,
we do the best we can.
Yeah. So there you go.
Well, some people go by different names in different situations and with different people. So those are probably all accurate.
Yeah. So she had been training with Colin Strickland. Colin Strickland is another well-known cyclist, and she'd been training with him here and there, and had been friends with him. Well, according to Colin anyway, they'd only ever been friends, but authorities are saying that's not true, that there was a very complicated love triangle here, on again, off again kind of situation.
Okay.
So Kaitlin was also in Austin, and she had been apparently kind of keep an eye on things, is what they think. So on the night of the killing, as we know, Wilson was in town, Moira was in town staying with a friend. And the preliminary investigation is showing that Colin had spent the afternoon with Moira Wilson, and that they had gone swimming and out to dinner, and then dropped her off around 8:36 p.m. Well, Armstrong obviously did not like this, Kaitlin. At least that's what investigators believe at this point, because within 2 minutes of Moira Wilson being dropped off, there's neighborhood footage that shows a vehicle that looks a hell of a lot like the Jeep that Kaitlin Armstrong drives pull up to the home.
Uh-oh.
And that was at 8:36 p.m. And then, of course, at 10 p.m., officers show up there to find Mo Wilson suffering from gunshot wounds. So from the right off the bat, they thought that Kaitlin was that she was their person of interest.
Mm-hmm.
So within 24 hours of the killing, she was taken into custody on an unrelated misdemeanor warrant. Unrelated. So they sat her down and questioned her about the killing and why her car was in the neighborhood, and she ended the interview and refused to talk to them. Okay, fine. Well, by accident, they released her.
Oh, good Lord. How do you release someone by accident?
They're just saying she was mistakenly released from custody because of a discrepancy in the birth date listed on the arrest warrant.
Oh, no. How many times have we seen problems with this when there's some issue around identity? Because they have to be super sure that they've got the right person. Oh, no.
Yeah. So then she is in the wind.
Oh,
so
boy.
They search Strickland and Armstrong's house. And what do they find? Oh, just the gun.
Oh, no.
The gun that killed Anna. So she's still in the wind. This woman is also, it looks like maybe a hobbyist kind of cyclist, but is also a yoga teacher. And her family is like, there's no possible way. This is not who she is. She would never kill anybody. Like, there has to be something that is not, that this can't possibly be the case.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure they want to believe that because, this is pretty hellish. But there is a nationwide manhunt for her right now. And what happened today is that authorities have now said that she has been seen on CCTV footage in New York. So they believe that she traveled from Austin to Houston and flew into New York. So here's the picture of her. Look what's on her back. Her yoga mat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
So they want everyone to know that if you see her or someone that you think is her, they need to hear about it.
What is her connection to New York? Just randomly chose a place to go, I guess.
Maybe a big place. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it is, but yikes.
Yeah. So she was last seen wearing a black shirt with a pink design on the chest, white jeans, a blue denim jacket, black and white tennies, a black face mask, and of course that black yoga mat carrier on her back.
Mm-hmm.
And the U.S. Marshals they are searching. And her family put out a statement because, again, they believe that there's no possible way she could have done this and just want to let her know to just contact them, come home. They're going to help her sort this out. Everything's going to be okay. I think that's wishful thinking on their part.
Yeah. If she was really innocent, why would she run like this?
The fact that she ran, the fact that she had the gun, I mean, literally the smoking gun is in the custody of the police. Mm-hmm. It does not look good for Kaitlin at all.
No, it doesn't.
Things aren't going super well for Colin Strickland either. Now, he, of course, swears there was nothing improprietous going on, but as we know, there was a period of time where he and Kaitlin had broken up that he did date Anna Moira Wilson. And so there is that connection there, and he was spending one-on-one time with her. And so it doesn't look great. And his sponsors are all going, see ya, this is not something we want to be associated with. So his career, unfortunately for him, or fortunately, or I don't know, I'm not sure what to think about Colin at this point, but seems to be circling the drain a little bit, because of his close proximity to a murder. So that's what we know. Now, of course, Anna's family would really like Kaitlin to be caught and brought to justice. They are absolutely devastated. And of course, nobody deserved this. And her poor friend, whose house this happened at, who found her, the trauma that she has incurred, like just all of it is so stupid and senseless over a dumb man.
Yeah. You're right. For a dumb man. No offense to all men, okay? But this one's pretty dumb, I'm afraid.
Yeah, this seems pretty dumb. This seems like a stupid situation to me.
Yeah.
So there you have it. So I'll show her picture one more time. That's what she looked like. Well, that's what she looked like at the airport, but I'll show you a better picture of her gussied up because she doesn't look quite like that IRL. You know, those CCTV cameras aren't great, but this is her.
Okay.
Yep. Oof. Yep.
She better change that hair. That's pretty distinctive.
It is. I would imagine she ends up getting caught. But I'm also curious about what the other misdemeanor was.
Me too. Like what was it that they brought her in on, but we don't know?
I've read several articles and I haven't found anything. Somebody will know and will comment, I'm sure. If you know, let us know. But I can't find it, but I'm sure it's there somewhere. So that's what we know. So this is us opening up this case. So we'll keep an eye on it and see if Kaitlin here is brought to justice.
Right. At least, determine for sure whether or not she did it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. It seems like she needs to have her day in court.
Yep, yeah. She definitely does.
Well, I'm going to kick the mic back over to you for an MMIW case.
Yes. Often when we bring you an MMIW case, we talk about how frustrated we are, how little is being done about these cases, the very poor investigation work done on them, how ridiculously often a woman wanders out into the wilderness and dies.
Exposure, man.
Right.
It'll get you. Yeah.
So the Cherokee Nation in Oklahoma has decided to get in control of this situation. And I think this is a precedent that we're going to see in other communities. And I really hope it is, because this is very smart. So the Cherokee Nation has hired an investigator to start working on their MMIW cases.
Okay.
The investigator is Perry Proctor. Perry Proctor used to work for the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation Cold Case Squad and also the Department of Interior Bureau of Indian Affairs. He was an investigator for them. So I think this is really cool. First of all, because we don't see the state bureaus of investigation and the Bureau of Indian Affairs working with tribes well. This is not, not a happy relationship at all. So to see them hire privately someone who really has a significant amount of experience here, who can bring in, those skills without it being some kind of weird combative relationship.
Mm-hmm. Well, it looks like maybe he has a little trust on both sides, so that
obviously they've hired him directly. Yeah. So I'm thrilled about it, and I'm awesome. Really hoping we see some more of this done, because we cannot wait around for governments to solve this, and I don't think that we can wait around for reservation police forces to solve it either, because they just do not have the resources necessary. But you bring in somebody like this guy, it's a whole different ballgame. And so I'm loving this. This is probably the most proactive thing I have seen a tribe do.
Yes.
And to hire somebody like that has all that investigative experience. Plus, can you imagine what kind of contacts and connections that he has?
Yeah.
They're going to start solving their cases.
They are. We'll start seeing a bunch of them.
Yeah. And I really hope we're going to start seeing other tribes, these tribes with these huge reservations that have many, many, many missing people, will do the same, because this is a very smart move. This is good news. So
yeah, without a doubt.
I'm thrilled about it. Yeah.
Me too. That's amazing.
It really is. And smart. Like, this is the way that it needs to go. Doing it the same way
Yep.
Sure as hell is not working. So let's
What's that
get
old saying? If you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got.
exactly. And that's what we just keep seeing. And
Mm-hmm.
this is something different. So I'm thrilled about it.
Me too. I cannot wait to watch this play out.
I know. I think we will. We'll keep an eye on
Mhm.
this, but I bet we're going to start seeing some cases solved in Oklahoma.
This is a template, you know.
It
This
is.
is a template
I know
being
when I
drawn.
read this article, I was like, oh, this is it. Like this is an answer to
Mhm.
this problem that where, you know, groups can begin to work together. There's a bridge being built here, and
Yep.
I'm real happy about it.
Now we just need to be able to know that he is uncorruptible, you know.
Right.
That's a part of the equation. So holding
Well,
space.
you know, I would think the tribe wouldn't hire him if they didn't feel like they could trust him, and I don't think he
Yeah.
would take the job unless he felt like he could work sort of in
It
the
helped
middle.
them. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just think it's really great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Love it. All righty. Well, there you have it. That is Monday. So
Yeah.
should mention we do have one more Patreon out. So all of May's Patreons have been dropped. So that is great.
Guys, it is another creepy cult. So do not miss it because it is, you've probably never heard of it. It's something that we hadn't heard of either, but it's something we need to be really aware of, and you'll see why.
And it's yet another one of those stories that we feel like we can't really release publicly for our own safety because these people
Yes.
would be crazy. So it's a way for us to be able to report on some of the stuff that we're not comfortable being completely public with. So I love it. So definitely check that out if you're a patron. And if you're not, why not?
Right?
Head over to Patreon, search for True Crime Paranormal. You'll find us. It's not expensive because, you know, we're cheap bitches.
It's true. It's true.
And we'd love to have you over there.
And
But
there's so much extra content over there.
Oh,
You guys would just die to know how many more episodes we actually have because there's lots of them in Patreon.
Yeah, for sure. All righty. Well, we'll be back tomorrow with our Tuesday cases. But for now, thanks so much for being here. This has been yet another production of True Crime Paranormal with the Psychic Sisters. Take care.
Bye, everybody.